This is our buggy of confirmed pennies. This is the items that we need to scan. Around 357 penny items in this one store, plus what we found in the other store earlier, which puts us at almost 400 penny items for the day in 2 stores. We got a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of pants, and 15 packs of socks for 18 cents. That's insane. Our goal here is to get to as many Dollar General stores as fast as possible and find as many penny items as we can possibly find. It's a race against the clock. I'm so excited. This is like the best penny list of the year, seriously.
On a mission or something.
We're going to see how low we can get 3 buggies of stuff.
I did this one already for you. That.
The best penny list that we've had all year.
The Dollar General penny list. We're gonna do the penny list and the penny list.
Do not ask Dollar General employees for penny items. Don't talk about it in the store. Just keep it to yourself. Penny shopping is not illegal. The Dollar General employees do not get fired for selling you penny items. Not go into the store and ask the employees where the penny items are, if they have any penny sales. You can't go ask them if they have specific items on the penny list. It is a complete secret. You have to keep it to yourself. These are discontinued items that were supposed to be removed from the sales floor, and for whatever reason were not removed. I think the thing that most people are scared of when they go penny shopping is that the Dollar General employees aren't going to sell them the items. It is in the Dollar General employee handbook that they are to sell us the items for a penny as long as they're on the sales floor. I have a copy of that policy on my website, poweredbycoupons.com. That policy is right there. You can screenshot it and keep it on your phone. I personally don't typically have problems when I penny shop, though. It's been a really long time, probably over a year and a half since I had a Dollar General employee say that they couldn't sell me penny items. Some stores try to make up their own rules, like they'll only sell you 1 penny item and just crazy stuff like that, but that is not the case. The policy literally says, and you guys should go on there and read it, it literally says if it's on the sales floor, they're to sell you the item for a penny. And the district manager is right behind me. Right there. This store, everything I found was back behind the clothing. So they had looked through the clothing. They just didn't look what had fallen down back in through here. But we got these shoes here, some blue dot pants, and these are the plus size jeans that we're hanging up. We got a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of pants, and 15 packs of socks for 18 cents. That's insane. Just from one store. Not even counting all the socks and stuff that we got from the other store. Something that you need to pay close attention to is there's a big difference in a gray dot and a gray star. They are not the same. The shapes are different. Some are triangle, some are squares, some are dots, and some are stars. There's also penny items that don't have any shapes or colors on them as well. In my opinion, those are a little bit harder for the beginners. That's why right now is a really good time to learn this, because all of the tags and all of the items that we're going to be looking for, at least most of them, do have some kind of marking on the tag that you can easily figure out if it's going to be a penny or not. So especially if you have multiple Dollar General stores, you have a really good chance of finding these items when they do go to a penny, especially if you know what you're looking for and where they're at in store. You do have to keep in mind that this is not easy, though. It's not like you're going to walk in your Dollar General store for the first time and come out with a cart full of items for a penny. It's going to take some work and getting used to. Since we're talking about the tags, it's also important to be able to identify the year. SS19 is going to be a spring item from 2019. Sometimes they'll have like FW19. That's a fall item. Let's see what this one says. Here is a green star, and then it says YR17. These will eventually penny out, but these only penny out every couple of years. Whereas the yellow dot items, these penny every single year. So do the gray dot items. So do the gray star items. Brown dot home items penny every single year. So does purple dot. So for the most part, every single year around the same time, every single year, these items penny, and it makes it really easy for us penny shoppers to know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. And then of course, we get the list if there is one for that week, and we know exactly what to look for. If you remember, I told you the manager gets the list on Friday, and they're supposed to remove these items off the sales floor on Tuesday. Tuesday is the best day to penny shop because that's when the items are first a penny, and you're going to have more chances of finding the items. But you can penny shop after Tuesday. Eventually, the items do reset and go back to full price, but that usually takes months and months. This is why it's really important to join Facebook groups so you can see when other penny shoppers are starting to say that they found the items and they've reset and gone back to full price. For example, let's say gray dot home items penny and you're finding them. Probably keep finding them for a couple of months. You find one here and there, and then eventually in the Facebook group that you're in, people are going to start saying, I found a gray dot home item and it was full price. So you'll know to stop looking for those items around that time. We do have our own Facebook group. It's called Powered by Pennies, and I'll link our Facebook group in the description box. Just know that we don't let everybody in, and it does usually take a while because we're really picky about the members that we let in. All right, so I showed you guys where at in the store the items are, and they usually try to keep them together in the same aisle. If you're looking for a certain color dot, let's say brown dot home items penny, and you come in the store, you of course are going to look in the store where they initially were, and then don't forget to come in other parts of the store, like you know you're looking for home items. So you're going to look in the core section, which is over here. These are some of the core items that we talked about earlier in the video because they don't have any dots or colors or years. They don't really penny out at Dollar General. Sometimes those brown dot home items or green dot home items will get mixed in throughout here somehow. And you want to remember to look high, to look low, to look behind things. The store just had inventory, so it's really neat in here right now. But in a couple of months, it will be back to being a mess, and it'll be easier to find things. People complaining about their Dollar General being a mess all the time, and it kind of annoys me because I always think, wow, I bet you have a really good store to penny shop at. So if your store is a mess, that is the perfect store usually to penny shop at. Also, I find in my area, the stores that are in town, because I live in like a small city, the stores in town are harder to find items, probably because there's other penny shoppers looking in those stores. Usually, if I'm willing to drive like 10 miles out of town to those Dollar Generals, I have a lot of luck at those stores. But I promise you, no matter how good the manager is at removing items, at some point there's going to be either a surprise penny that wasn't on the list that you might find, or the manager eventually will just look over an item, because the penny lists sometimes are kind of hard to read. So if we do get new penny items, that always happens on a Tuesday. We do not get new penny items every single Tuesday, but when we do, it is a Tuesday morning. One of the most common questions that I get is, how do I get the penny list to give it to you guys? The Dollar General corporate office sends out the penny list in an email to the store managers. It's the store manager's responsibility to remember on Tuesday morning or before to print that list out and pull those items off the shelf. Dollar General obviously doesn't give its customers the penny list. They only give the managers of the store. The Dollar General employees will send me the penny list. I only give you guys the information of the penny items if I've seen it on the Dollar General memo and I can verify that it is in fact a Dollar General memo.
Managers and key holders get the penny list, and everybody wants to know how you can get the penny list, how you know what items to go to Dollar General and look for. So every single week right here on my YouTube channel, also on my website poweredbycoupons.com, I post the Dollar General penny list every week here and there, so you can check on my website, but I highly recommend that you watch the penny list videos every single week here on YouTube, because I always show you like the visuals. I usually give you things that you can screenshot so you know exactly what to look for in store. It's important that you know how to screenshot if you're going to be a penny shopper. If you don't know how to screenshot on your phone, Google it. But if you just subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get notifications of my videos every single week, and you'll know when we have a new penny list. The list is always posted by Monday. You can also sign up for text alerts. Right now, we're sending out text alerts through Blooms, which is a school app. In order to sign up for text alerts, you text the number 858 888-256-6691. You text N44G43 to that number and sign up for text alerts. Most people think, since we are looking for discontinued items that the Dollar General employees didn't pull off the shelf, that they will be in the clearance section. That is definitely not always the case. I would say only about 20% of the penny items that I've personally found have been in the clearance section. Sometimes even random items that do not have dots on them can penny out. You have to pay very close attention to detail when you're looking for penny items. Sometimes that's where people get confused. They'll be like, I found the exact item, and sometimes even the barcode is similar, but if it doesn't have that one little detail, it's not going to be a penny. So you have to make sure to pay attention to details when you are penny shopping at Dollar General. This is overstock. This is just a regular home section, and all of these items up here are items that they have not had time or space to put on the shelf yet. I have actually found a lot of penny items in the overstock. Some of them actually were still in bags like this, like they haven't even unpacked the item yet. I once found 17 penny towels just sitting on a shelf like this. I pulled it down and they were penny items that the Dollar General employees hadn't even got time to put out on the actual shelf yet. I have to look through the entire store, on the top shelf, on the bottom. A lot of the times when we have little displays like this where you can move them out, a lot of the times stuff will fall down in here in the back, and I've found a lot of penny items that way. You just have to kind of think outside of the box and look places where maybe the Dollar General employees didn't have time or they didn't think to look in those places. A really good example in the clothing of penny items is this blue dot here. So if we look for the year, down here it says FW18. We know that blue dot items are a penny, but it's the ones from last year, not the ones from this year. So since this one says FW18, this would be a fall 2018 product. So this is not going to be a penny. So if we find blue dots that have the year 17 on them, it's safe to say that those items will be a penny. Sometimes it does get confusing because there are items that are excluded from the dotted items. So for example, we might have a bunch of blue dots that are a penny, and then it'll be all the blue dots except for, pajamas or something weird like that. There are other stores that have penny items like Home Depot, Family Dollar, Toys R Us, just to name a few. But the difference is Dollar General has in their policy that they have to sell you the penny items if you found them on the sales floor. Some Dollar General employees will try to tell you they only have to sell you one penny item or, something like that. That is absolutely not the case. If penny items are on the sales floor and you find them and put them in your cart and go up to the register, they have to sell them to you. Dollar General weekly sales ad starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. The penny items and the clearance items are different. We get new clearance items on Tuesday, and eventually those items clearance out all the way to a penny. So it's important that you keep up with what is in your store. If these items, are 90% off, 50% off, and those types of things. If an item is 90% off, like in some areas right now, the purple dot is 90% off, that eventually that item is going to be a penny. The 90% item will probably go to a penny before the 25% item. Now, the clearance type of items that are a percentage off are not a secret, so it's okay to ask for a price check if you think an item might be 90% off. We also find that things follow different dots. For example, we always have like some rugs and things. Even though that particular rug might not have a dot on it, it will follow purple dot. So when purple dot goes to 90% off, we know those rugs are going to go to 90% off. When purple dot pennies, we know that those rugs will penny. Sometimes also things will happen in different areas at different times. And this is really what makes penny shopping super confusing. In the penny shopping world, we always give disclaimers that your miles may vary. And this means basically something might be a penny in my area and it won't be a penny in your area. Now, to be honest about that, things do penny for the most part at the same time at every store. First of all, that's just a way to kind of cover our ass, just in case you go to a store and it's not a penny
And secondly, sometimes it really does happen that way. Purple Dot is a really good example right now. In some areas, Purple Dot is 70% off, and in other areas, it's 90% off. But usually it still will penny all at the same time. Again, it's kind of just like a disclaimer that if it's not a penny in your area, you can't really get upset about it or hold somebody accountable. So a really good idea to pay attention to what's coming into the store. All of my stores just recently got red dotted items. So I like to take a picture of a lot of the red dotted items and I'll save them in a little folder in my phone. Red dot pennies in about 2 years. I know exactly what items to look for and what other items come in with red dot that might not be tagged as a red dot or might not have even a dot on them. The store just done inventory, which is what you see those little tags there. So sometimes when they do that, they do get the penny items out of the store, but there's still something up there and it looks like winter stuff to me. So funny story, I pulled them boxes down off the top shelf while I was in the store and I found these little men's house shoes. Let's see, a pair that has a yellow dot at one store and a blue dot at the other store. It just works out that way. I think it's because they re-tag some of the items. It doesn't matter what the item is. What you want to look for is the tag. That's all that matters to us is the tag. Occasionally the tag will fall off and sometimes you can even tell which tag was actually on that exact item. Almost all of these have a number inside. Here it is. So here's the shirt. It's the shirt I just showed you. I think it's blue dot. If the tag were to fall off and we think we knew which tag it was, there's a little number. You just turn it inside out usually. And there's a tiny, tiny little tag somewhere that has this long number here. And you just want to have the Dollar General cashier put that number in. Some of them don't know how to do it, I've learned, but a lot of them do. They can put this number in and it'll come up what item in the system, what price in the system it is. So they could just type in the number and if it's a penny, it'll come right up that it's a penny item. And there's a few items that I found that like don't have that little number, but for the most part, all of the clothing items have that number. Now that you know to look for those tags, you'll be looking for them. The pants leg, usually they're down at the bottom in the pant leg somewhere. I personally have a inside connection at Dollar General who sends me the penny list every single week and has for quite some time now. For a year, I think I've been posting the penny list here on YouTube. She literally gives us what the Dollar General managers get. What happens after that is out of the Dollar General employees' control. Say it and other penny shoppers say it. If the item is a penny, the cashier has to sell it to you. So in the Dollar General policy that if the item is on the sales floor, they have to sell it to you, not just one item. If it's a penny, they have to sell it to you. If the item is a penny, it will ring up a penny at the register, period. If it rings up full price, you cannot, you can if you want to, but if you do, you're an asshole. Not like cause problems and insist that they sell you that item for a penny.
The items either get sent back to the corporate office or thrown in the dumpster when the Dollar General employees remove them off the sales floor. So if you're willing to dumpster dive, make sure you check the dumpster for penny items at Dollar General, typically on like Sunday or Monday nights. Share this video with a friend, leave me a comment below, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.